2025 has already become a landmark year in world history. From wars that refuse to end to technologies changing faster than our ethics can handle, the world is witnessing a massive transformation. Let's take a closer look at what's truly happening around the globe. Let's begin with global politics. The Russia-Ukraine conflict, now in its fourth year, has entered a frozen but dangerous phase. Recent drone strikes and border clashes have reminded the world that the war is far from over. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, the situation remains volatile. The Israel-Hamas conflict reignited early this year, pulling in diplomatic efforts from Egypt, Turkey, and Qatar. But peace still seems distant. In Asia, China and Taiwan tensions continue to rise after the U.S. approved a new arms package to Taipei. Beijing has responded with military drills around the island, signaling how fragile the balance of power remains in the Pacific. At the same time, new alliances are forming. The BRICS bloc, now expanded to include Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Egypt, has started trading more in local currencies, challenging Western economic dominance. Earlier this year, Saudi Arabia completed its first oil deal with China using the yuan instead of the US dollar, a symbolic yet significant move toward de-dollarization. The global economy in 2025 remains under pressure. According to the IMF's latest report, global growth has slowed to around 2.8%, dragged by high debt, trade tensions, and a cooling Chinese economy. In the United States, inflation has eased but remains above target, prompting the Federal Reserve to keep interest rates relatively high. In contrast, Europe faces stagnation as energy prices rise again due to supply disruptions from Eastern Europe. Developing economies like Pakistan, Egypt, and Argentina continue to battle currency depreciation and debt repayments. The IMF recently approved a $7 billion support package for Pakistan, aimed at stabilizing its economy and attracting foreign investment. Meanwhile, the expansion of BRICS' new development bank is giving emerging countries an alternative source of funding. In March 2025, the NDB financed a $1.2 billion renewable energy project in South Africa, a sign of how non-Western institutions are gaining influence. Energy markets are still volatile. After tensions in the Red Sea and Persian Gulf, oil prices briefly spiked to $95 a barrel before stabilizing. But there's also good news. Investment in renewables hit a record $1.8 trillion this year, driven by the U.S. Inflation Reduction Act and Europe's Green Deal. Countries like India and Brazil are leading solar power growth, while China continues to dominate electric vehicle battery production. In early 2025, India's Adani Green Energy launched the world's largest hybrid solar wind project in Gujarat, producing enough power for 1.4 million homes. "2025 will also be remembered as the year artificial intelligence matured and scared regulators worldwide. AI tools now create news scripts, design ads, and even edit videos, revolutionizing productivity but also spreading misinformation. One alarming example came from Europe earlier this year, when a deepfake video of a political candidate went viral days before a major election, forcing the EU to demand stricter digital authentication standards. Tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI are investing billions to stay ahead in the AI race, while governments are trying to set ethical boundaries. At the same time, automation and robotics are replacing jobs in logistics, manufacturing, and customer service. In Japan, Toyota's factories have begun using humanoid robots for complex assembly tasks. a first in the industry, highlighting both innovation and anxiety about the future of work. Climate disasters are hitting harder every year. In 2025, record heat waves scorched parts of Europe and South Asia, with temperatures crossing 50 degrees in Jacobabad, Pakistan, and 48 in Spain. At the same time, massive floods in Bangladesh and wildfires in Greece and California have displaced thousands of people. Despite ambitious promises made at the COP29 summit in Brazil, global emissions remain stubbornly high. Developed nations have pledged new funds for climate adaptation, but delivery is slow. The African Climate Fund, launched in early 2025, is one of the few success stories, already financing drought-resilient farming in Kenya and Ethiopia. The world is not only changing politically or technologically, it's changing socially too. Across the globe, people are demanding better governance, transparency, and rights. In Iran, women-led protests for freedom and equality continue despite government crackdowns. In France and Germany, thousands have marched against rising living costs and immigration challenges. Meanwhile, the Global South's youth are pushing online campaigns for justice, democracy, and climate action. In Nigeria, the 2025 Youth for Reform movement gained international attention after peaceful rallies led to the introduction of anti-corruption education programs in universities. These global events aren't far from home. Political instability affects oil prices and inflation. AI and automation may redefine your future career. Climate change impacts food prices and health, and social movements abroad can inspire reform within your own country. In a connected world, what happens globally always echoes locally. As we move deeper into 2025, one thing is clear: the world is at a crossroads. Technology is rewriting power dynamics, climate change is rewriting geography, and humanity is rewriting its own story. The future will depend not on any one nation, but on collective choices. Stay informed, stay curious, and remember, awareness is power.